Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know.
So, the Los Angeles Lakers are the 2020 NBA Championship champions, beating the Miami Heat in Game 6. Now, we look at this, they finally accomplished it. Well, there are still a lot of haters saying that this was unfair and all kind of stuff. Come on, man. They got this fairly. Maybe not all the way, but they got here. They deserve this. But here's the big question. Will they win an NBA championship next year? Can they go for a three-peat? Well, we're going to take a look. What is up, guys? This is Master J here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to break down on the Los Angeles Lakers. Actually, let me fix the title. There we go. Los Angeles Lakers realistic 2020 offseason plan. We're going to break them down. Free agents, trades, and we're not going to really go for draft because rookies can't really contribute in the plan unless you're in there. It's Magic Johnson, but otherwise, or Tyler Heroes, but otherwise, they can't really do anything. I mean, like, what can they contribute in a LeBron James team on a championship? Now, we're going to take a look on an offseason plan that can help them on a repeat for next year, another championship. So before we start, as always, if you happen to enjoy this video, please smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you won't miss out on any videos. Okay, so let's take a look at their off-season basics. And now they are left with zero cap space next year. Yes, zero cap space to build with this off-season. They do have some exceptions they can get for free agency tools, but I don't actually know the tools I have now, but it's not revealed yet. But we do know what they have in the draft. They have the 29th pick. Wow, what could they do with that 29th pick? Well, they could choose it, trade it for something, and because unless otherwise, they can draft someone like, I don't know. I'll take a deeper look at what they could draft. Now let's take a look at a relevant free agent. We got Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo, Markieff Morris, Jared Dudley, J.R. Smith, and Dion Waiters. That's a lot, but I think they should resign Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo. But if someone's offering more of a Rajon, I think they should let him walk off. Like New York's interested in him. Now let's take a look at resigning AD. That's before we're gonna dive in. Let's take a look at resigning AD. Now Anthony Davis has been, well, in the playoffs, yeah, we can say he's been a little inconsistent. He's been a little, like that, like not doing, but he did great at the end. But Anthony Davis he had turned down and declined his player max deal on earlier, like before the season, but he did us probably so he can resign, so he can get a bigger deal in the future. And having AD in the future, he's only 28 years old, so he's only a little bit on his prime. And once LeBron retires, AD can carry the franchise. Hopefully, they can get another star for AD. And I think he will sign. A lot of people say that if he didn't, he probably saying that if he didn't, he probably sign with Chicago or something. AD is gonna sign with Los Angeles Lakers. I don't see why he wouldn't, and most likely he will. And unless something happens, but he probably will sign with the Lakers. But there's we like to hear a lot of scenarios of what if he didn't sign, but he will. Now with the AD trade signing off the way, let's take a look at some trades. So we're gonna take a look at the Los Angeles Lakers trade for Derrick Rose, Tony Snells, and a 2023 second round pick with Portland as Pistons get KCP and Kyle Kuzma in return. Now the Pistons get Kyle Kuzma, who yes he wasn't that great in the playoffs. That's why the Lakers traded him in the first place. But his value isn't really much. But the Pistons get KCP if he opts in his play option. Same for Tony Snell if he opts in his play option. Next year, KCP most likely will. I don't know about Tony Snell. As Lakers finally get Derrick Rose, the playmaker they need. That is a need they need. Their needs are, let's take a look at their needs are playmaking, they need bench scoring, and a third option. Yes, in the play, they really didn't have a third option because their third option was, well, playoff Rondo if you want to include him. But now what Derrick Rose brings to this team is a third option, basically, maybe off the bench, but I see him as a starter for Lakers though. So, or he could be the bench scoring, like if LeBron's off the bench, there could be some scoring. He can add some playmaking. He has improved his 3-point shooting a lot recently. He's very great at his jumpers, and he can be that third option, and he's an upgrade over playoff Rondo for sure. As Pistons, they get Kuzma, maybe, hopefully there's still a little Kuzma in him, a little potential in it, and they get KCP, great defender, and he could shoot some threes out of the way. As now let's look at a second trade where the Lakers lands a third star, a real one, legit third star, as they get Victor Oladipo for Danny Green, KCP, Kyle Kuzma, and 2 first-round picks, which is a 2020 and 2025 first-round pick. Now, this is a gamble, of course, a big risk for Now, Victor Oladipo, he's been injured. That's the big risk, and we don't know if he's gonna play well. Obviously, he made it obvious that he doesn't want it in Indiana anymore, and so yeah, he can go with the Lakers, but maybe it's a 1-year rental of Oladipo. He probably leave because he wants that big max contract. Indiana probably can't give him this, so why would the Lakers give him? They can't even afford that max contract now. Oladipo, but that 1-year rental could give them the championship maybe, because Oladipo provides the needs they want. A third option, a playmaking. Bench scoring, probably not, but the extra scoring is what they need. Their facilitator, that's right there, Victor Oladipo. And that's only 1 year. He's off the book soon, so he's leaving a lot on the table, some more cap space if he does leave, they can, make some moves after that. Now let's take a look at that draft. Like I said, it's not much thing, but if they want someone draft to contend, why not in Cassius Stanley? I mean Cassius Winston, not Stanley. Man. Now what Cassius Winston does, he is like a contribute now. They can draft him before point guard if they don't get any point guard. He could provide that point guard need, the playmaking they need. Cassius Stanley, he's a rookie, but he can contribute now in the Lakers team for next year. And maybe not for a whole long time, but just for that 1 year and see how it goes. Cassius Winston can provide what they need. Bench scoring, yeah. Cassius Winston. Now with the draft out of the way, let's take a look at free agency in Jeff Teague. They should sign Jeff Teague if Rajon doesn't sign. Even if he doesn't, they can get Jeff Teague is the best option they can get. Now, what Jeff Teague provides is playmaking. He is a playmaker. He could, maybe he's not the best scorer anymore, but he's pretty good defend. He's okay at defense. He's decent. He could run the offense. And he could do that's what Lakers need. They bench scoring right there. Well, not bench scoring, but what do you mean? Like playmaking, that kind of stuff. A secondary facilitator. And that is in Jeff Teague. And the second free agency they can go for is Carmelo Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. He is looking to sign more minutes, and they can get more minutes, Carmelo, even though, well, not as much minutes because Davis is there. Plus, Davis is playing center, because JaVale McGee might not opt in his option. He had sold his house in his mansion in Los Angeles, so he might leave. But I like how Carmelo Anthony establishes himself as a 3-point shooter in the bubble. He has still proved that he could be a third option. He could be in the bench scoring right there. Maybe not playmaking, but bench scoring. He is third. I don't want to say too much about third option, but he could be a third option on the team. And that'll probably make LeBron happy. I mean, he wanted Chris Paul to join the team, but that's not realistic, man. That's a dream trade. That will never happen. I mean, cap space. That's going to hurt the cap. They're not going to make any moves in the future if that ever happens. But Carmelo can bring a lot to the team, man. Think of it. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Carmelo Anthony. That would do some damage in the playoffs, regular season, and maybe for a championship. But they do have competition next year. The Warriors are coming back. Then the rise of Brooklyn with KD and Kyrie. We don't know what Luka's and the Dallas are going to do make this offseason. Big damage right there. Okay, guys, that is enough for today. Please subscribe if you are new. And this is me, Master J. Peace out.
And I had so many dreams. Then you hit your teens. I didn't really what it seems. Try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing.